Sarawak targets 60,000 dogs in vaccination, new St. Basil'S parish by 2024, and improved drainage and irrigation in BATU KAWA. These are the headlines for tonight. You're now with me, Razi Ahmad, and this is TVS Nightline. An estimated 60,000 dogs in Sarawak will need to be vaccinated by year-end. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, stressed that this is crucial to curb the spread of the rabies epidemic.
Dr. Sim revealed that so far only 4,007 dogs have been fully vaccinated.
We are looking at least 60,000 dogs in Sarawak need to be vaccinated. In Sarawak need to be vaccinated. At the moment, right, only 4,007. This is coming to June, half a year ago. And so still at least 56,000, 55,000. In 2017, 6 months only, we vaccinate 42,000 dogs. In 2018, everybody panic. So 66,000 dogs. Right, 66,000 dogs. 2019, right, it dropped to 50,000. Right, and of course, 2020 still going on, still maintain about 41,000. And then 21, 22, because of COVID-19, about 14,000, 12,000, right? It dropped.
He said this in a speech at a rabies awareness forum at the Kuching South City Council MBKS auditorium on Friday. He added rabies cases have re-emerged following a decline in dog vaccinations since 2019. At the same time, Dr. Sim, who is also Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government Sarawak, said nearly 74% of dogs have been vaccinated near the Sarawak-Kalimantan border through the cooperation of the State Security and Enforcement Unit.
Unit Keselamatan and UKPS has this year, they have vaccinated 73.8% of the dogs along the border already. 73.8%. So this is without them, right? We cannot do those type of vaccination along the borders, because the vet will not have enough manpower. And so now, with such a high rate of vaccination along the borders, we just need to address issue inside Sarawak now.
He stressed that curbing the rabies outbreak requires the cooperation of all parties, and he called on those involved to play their roles without blaming and pointing fingers.
The 6.2 million ringgit St. Basil Parish Centre building in BATU KAWA is scheduled to be completed by August next year. Now, in giving his assurances, Deputy Premier Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian said the state government would ensure that the long-awaited project will be completed on time, just as promised by the late Chief Minister Tun Pehin Adinan Satem to the Anglican community in the area.
Dr. Sim said the project was started by the late Tun Adinan back in 2016 and was continued under his successor, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg.
Sarawak, we are fortunate that the Sarawak government always do it together with the people. And this where it is, we don't leave the people, the community to do it alone. And it is fortunate because it's started by Adinan's election promise in 2016, and even though he did not live to implement it, but the team Adinan continued by Amanjo, continued to lead.
Additionally, he noted that the setting up of the Unit for Other Religions Unifor Charitable Trust by the Sarawak government would ensure that places of worship of other religions would not be neglected. The center has been under construction since 2021, and once completed, it would feature various amenities, including a multi-purpose hall, classrooms, and a library.
In a separate development, Deputy Premier Dato Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian acknowledges that the booming development in Batu KAWA has resulted in increased urban flooding in the area. Dr. Sim, who is also Batu KAWA Assemblyman, said the state government is addressing the issue through flood mitigation and drainage projects, despite their hefty price tag.
I just want to quickly share with you all these facilities in Batu KAWA. We are so pleased that there's so much progress, but it brings a lot of issues like flooding, because the drains are not big enough and so on. So, Premier has approved under the current Malaysia plan 120 million, and that's why you're ongoing. The project that in Jalan Field Force is part of the Batu KAWA flood mitigation, 1.6 kilometer, open tender, 12 million. 1.6 kilometer drains, not building roads.
Dr. Sim added the state government is also in talks with the developers to ensure that their projects would not worsen the flooding issue. Padawan Municipal Council MPP has been chosen to implement the Green City Action Plan or GCAP due to its strategic location and crucial role in the development of the area. Sarawak's Deputy Premier and Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government, Dato Sri Dr. Sim Kui Hian, explained that MPP was selected because the area has experienced remarkable property growth, with an average growth rate of 3.85% between 2018 and 2022.
Padawan Municipal Council is located at the periphery of Kuching City. It's actually not peripheral anymore. It's at the third mile from Kuching onwards, which is developing at a fast pace. It has an average property growth rate of about 3.85% on an average increase of 2,253 properties for this period between 2018 to 2022. It will continue to grow because a lot of housing coming up. 91% of properties in Padawan Municipal Councils are residential properties. With the rapid growth rate, Padawan Municipal Council faces various environmental challenges such as infrastructure damage, waste management, and flooding.
He said this in his speech when officiating the Kuching City Level Capacity Building Workshop in conjunction with the Green City Action Plan, GCAP, on Friday. As such, Kuching is among the 4 cities in Malaysia that will implement a Green City Action Plan, GCAP, alongside Langkawi, Kota Baru, and Penang. At the same time, 14 other cities in Malaysia will implement GCAP in stages, including Kangar, Taiping, Seremban, and Labuan from 2021 to 2025. GCAP aims to assist participating cities to identify quality infrastructure investment or QIL projects to ensure that every development is planned to be sustainable, livable, and beneficial to the community and the environment.
The plan to rename Cebu's Jalan Pahlawan to Jalan Robert Lau Hui Chu has been put on hold due to a strong public reaction. Sarawak Deputy Public Health, Housing and Local Government Minister Michael Tiang said the public has expressed their dissatisfaction on the matter, as it would pose a lot of inconveniences to them. He added that the people, however, had no objection if a new road was being built and named after the late Dato' Robert Lau Hui Chu, the former Cebu MP and Deputy Transport Minister.
The renaming of the road will cause difficulty to residents, as it includes the exchange of addresses for utilities such as water and electricity bills, home addresses, and correspondence.
So I totally agree. We shouldn't do anything that create to make rakyat inconvenience. So that would defeat the purpose of having a new name for Jalan Pahlawan. So in view of this request from the public, so I did voice to our Deputy Premier, Dato Sri Dr. Sim Gui Hian, and he agreed to ask SMC to put on hold, not to proceed with the road name change. So now we have suspended the action, the operation. Now I will bring the matter back to the cabinet.
Tiang, who is also Palawan Assemblyman, urged the public to be patient as the matter is being addressed.
I cannot call it off. Some people say, why don't you just cancel it? I cannot, I have no powers. I have to bring the matter back to cabinet to reconsider for the public request for the road name change to be cancelled. Yeah. So please give me some time, be patient. I will bring back the decision, the latest decision from the cabinet.
He told this to reporter at SMK Kiang Hin's Teachers' Day celebration on Thursday night. Meanwhile, Cebu Municipal Council SMC Chairman Clarence Ting on May 11th said the state executive had, in February, approved their application to rename the road. The renaming of the road was in honor of Lau for his contributions, who passed away in 2010 due to liver cancer. The move to honor the former MP and Deputy Transport Minister was to take effect on June 1st.
The community warmly welcomes the government's initiative to introduce flight ticket subsidies for both Kaamatan and KAWA festivities, which offer affordable one-way flight tickets to the two Bornean states with a maximum price limit of 300 ringgit. According to a survey conducted by TVS, a majority of respondents expressed their desire for such subsidy to be prolonged, expanding its coverage beyond the KAWA celebration to include other significant festivals throughout the year.
Saya kerajaan yang usaha kerajaan yang menurunkan tambang bagi pelajar-pelajar yang belajar di Semenanjung Malaysia, satu usaha yang baik dan memudahkan pelajar-pelajar dari Sarawak maupun dari Sabah. Saya rasa pelajar-pelajar dari Sarawak memang menunggu-nunggu saat ini.
Tidak kaget belajar buat Sabah dengan Sarawak untuk pulai ngage menua sidak ya. Jadi bagi aku lah subsidi tu amat manah dan patut diteruskanlah mereka boleh nolong dari segi ekonomi siti-siti family.
Adalah satu kegembiraan buat seluruh rakyat Sarawak untuk balik ke kampung pada musim perayaan. Tak kira dia sama ada perayaan Hari Raya, Tahun Baru Cina, Hari KAWA, Christmas. Dan ini juga memberi kegembiraan buat seluruh pelajar-pelajar Sarawak yang melanjutkan pelajaran di luar Sarawak untuk sama-sama balik ke kampung halaman.
Previously, Transport Minister Anthony Locke stated that the flight ticket subsidy aimed to assist the people in returning to their hometowns in conjunction with the Kaamatan Festival, which will be celebrated on May 30th, and the KAWA Festival on June 1st. This is the first time the subsidy has been implemented under his ministry, after obtaining the approval of the cabinet involving costs ranging from 5.8 million ringgit to 11.4 million ringgit.
A cycling race in Kuala Baram, Miri will be held in conjunction with the 60th Sarawak Independence Day celebration. Deputy Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Dato' Sebastian Ting, highlighted that various events will take place to commemorate the historic day statewide.
The two-day event from July 29th to 30th at Taman Buaya is estimated to attract 1,000 participants from both local and foreigners. Organized by the Miri City Council MBM in collaboration with the Masterpiece Cycling Club to promote a healthy lifestyle and position Miri as a cycling event destination in Sarawak. Thus, Ting called upon everyone to participate to show solidarity. The efforts aim to remind the public of the significance of the date, July 22nd, 1963, which is the independence of Sarawak.
We let people know that this is also part and parcel of celebrating the joy and happiness of our independence way back in 1963. Yeah? I think this is good for us to remind ourselves, not only that, then our children and for people at large, that yes, 1963, July 22nd, was a very important day for us at that time and still is a very important day for us and will continue to be very important for us because that day itself, yes, we get that independence.
3 street parades will be held in various locations, namely Kuching on August 5th, Cebu on August 12th, and Miri on August 19th.
Coming up right after the break, Bintulu confronting plastic bag pollution and passenger opens plane door mid-flight. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. 10 supermarket operators came to a consensus on environmental sustainability that led to the signing of a memorandum of understanding with the Bintulu Development Agency or BDA in conjunction with the 2023 No Plastic Bag in Bintulu campaign. BDA Manager of Environment Sanitation Section ESS Mangga Nyuyang said the initiative was reinitiated in Bintulu after it was temporarily halted previously. He expressed gratitude to BDA General Manager Dato Muhammad Yaakob Kari for reintroducing the idea.
Ikuran dari itu, mesyuarat pertama telah diadakan bersama dengan semua pasaraya di Bintulu, yaitu berlangsung pada 26 hari bulan 1 2022. Syukur pada hari ini usaha tersebut termertai dengan adanya MOU antara BDA dengan 10 pasaraya besar di Bintulu.
This is the awareness that I want to share. Yeah? The big thing, which is wanting to be a low carbon city. And then number 2 is the peranan, the role of everybody to make sure Bintulu is a livable place. Right? And then we must be very innovative dalam penyelesaian.
Hence, he stressed that cooperation between all parties involved is crucial to ensure the success of the campaign. Deputy Finance Minister Dato Sri Ahmad Mazlan explicitly said that providing subsidies to the wealthy is a mistake and needs to be rectified, and the government is currently working to rectify the mistake in order to ensure fairness to the people, especially those in the B40 group. Ahmad said the government is also formulating a targeted subsidy implementation towards the T20 group. He was commenting on Minister of Natural Resources, Environment and Climate Change Nik Nazmi Nik Ahmad's response in the Dewan Rakyat, which stated that targeted electricity subsidy savings from January to June amounts to 5.6 billion ringgit, acknowledging that the government can implement various things for the people for the said amount. Previously, Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim stated that the high-income T20 group will not receive subsidies for electricity usage and Hajj financial assistance. Deputy Finance Minister Dato Sri Ahmad Mazlan said Bank Negara Malaysia (BNM) is looking for an appropriate solution to shore up the weakening ringgit. He said the weakening ringgit is a phenomenon that is expected to continue if the US government's request to raise its national debt ceiling remains unapproved.
He said this when asked about the weakening ringgit amid the U.S. debt ceiling impasse. However, Ahmad said that on the flip side, a weak ringgit could help promote the country's export and tourism sectors. However, Ahmad also voiced his concern that if the situation were to prolong, this would influence the rise of import goods, leading to higher inflation rate.
Tabung Haji has improved its customer services for the 1444 Hijrah pilgrimage pertaining to the issues raised by the pilgrims listed in 5 categories. Maka Operations Director Muhammad Zamri Muhammad Noor said the categories were complaints, applications, suggestions, appreciations and inquiries, which allowed for appropriate responses to be taken.
He added that depending on the type of complaint, they must be resolved immediately or within a certain period, and any suggestions on inquiry by pilgrims would be officially recorded for future improvements. Zamri informed that the customer service centers located in the Abraj Al Janadriya building, TH headquarters, and the Land Premium Accommodation building here will operate from today. And pilgrims can also contact the Pusat Bantuan Tanah Suci at 012-570-4433 for any inquiry. Besides that, he highlighted that this year, the coverage rate for baggage insurance managed by TH had been increased from a maximum of 300 ringgit to 500 ringgit.
Over in world affairs, an Asiana Airlines plane safely touched down in South Korea despite a passenger opening its door mid-flight, just before reaching its destination. Daegu Fire Department officials said that no one was terribly hurt in the incident, but 9 people were transferred to a nearby hospital after suffering breathing issues due to shock. Video footage showed wind gushing in from the open door. All passengers were safely seated with seatbelts fastened as the plane was about to land. The airline spokesperson told the media that the plane was about 2 or 3 minutes from landing when a male passenger sitting next to the emergency door pulled the door lever and opened the door about 200 meters above the ground. South Korea Transportation Ministry also informed that the authorities have detained the said perpetrator and the matter is still under thorough investigation. Ukraine secured the release of 106 captured soldiers in a prisoner exchange with Russia on Thursday, May 25. Ukrainian authorities said these soldiers, including 8 officers, were captured fighting in the devastated eastern city of Bakhmut.
President Volodymyr Zelensky's chief of staff, Andriy Yermak, said many of the captured soldiers were considered missing. Meanwhile, there was no immediate information about the forces Russia received from Ukraine in exchange. Russia launched a full-scale invasion of its neighbor in February 2022. Ukrainian military intelligence says that 2,430 Ukrainians have been freed in prisoner swaps, including 139 civilians.
Japan police on Friday have arrested the suspect in a rare shooting and stabbing incident that left 4 people dead in Nakano City, Japan. The 31-year-old suspect appeared to be the son of the head of the Nakano City Council, who barricaded himself in his father's home, resulting in a 12-hour standoff with the police.
A police spokesperson said that the suspect had been detained about 4:30 a.m. The attack began on Thursday afternoon when a local man working on a farm saw a woman being chased by a man wearing camouflage and carrying a large knife who stabbed her in the back. The suspect is also accused of shooting dead 2 police officers who arrived at the scene responding to the distress call. The 2 police officers and the woman were then taken to a hospital and they were pronounced dead within hours. Another elderly woman also died after an apparent knife attack. She had been lying on the ground outside her house since Thursday afternoon, and police had been unable to get to her. Shootings are extremely rare in Japan, where gun ownership is tightly regulated. Local media reported that the suspect had a license for a hunting rifle. The motive of the attack is still unknown.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you up-to-the-minute local and foreign updates. For more headlines, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that wraps it up for TVS Nightline. I'm Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching and have a good night.